If your night photos are grainy, or your bright scenes seem to be losing highlight details, you're probably fighting your ISO. Let's fix that. ISO is a standardized rating that tells your camera how it handles light sensitivity. When you raise your ISO, your camera amplifies the electrical signal coming off the sensor, not the actual light itself. So more amplification makes the image brighter, but it also amplifies noise, and it reduces your dynamic range. That's why low ISO gives you clean, detailed images, and why high ISO looks brighter, but rougher. Here's a quick guide on when to use what ISO. If you're shooting in bright daylight, you want your ISO to be at 100 to 200. If you're shooting in the shade or if it's an overcast day, keep your ISO at about 400 to 800. And if you're shooting indoors or if you're shooting at night, you want to keep it at about 1600 plus. But to put it simply, you want to use the lowest ISO possible that still lets you get the shot that you want. So here you'll see 3 different images of a lemon. Now they're all shot with the same shutter speed and the same aperture. The only difference is one was shot at ISO 100, one was shot at ISO 800, and the other one was shot at ISO 3200. You'll notice that ISO 100 and 800 look pretty much identical, and ISO 3200 has quite a bit of grain on the outside, and it's not quite as saturated. Different cameras handle ISO a bit differently. Some have a sweet spot where the image suddenly looks cleaner. That's just how the sensor's designed. Others stay pretty consistent across the range, so raising ISO doesn't hurt the image as much as you'd expect. Either way, the best thing you can do is test your own camera. Take a few shots at different ISOs and see where it still looks clean. So in short, ISO brightens your image by amplifying the sensor's signal. But it's always a trade-off between exposure and quality. The lower the ISO, the cleaner the image, and the higher, the more noise you'll see. So keep ISO low when you can, raise it when you have to, and try to find that balance between brightness and detail.